Hello everyone. So in a previous tutorial, we saw how to install the Codesys Control Runtime for Raspberry Pi on our Raspberry Pi. And so this is kind of a continuation of that tutorial that we saw last time. And today we are gonna create our first Codesys application and then upload it to our Raspberry Pi and then test it out and make sure that everything is running as expected. So what we're gonna do here, I'm gonna create a new project here. So you can see I've already started my Codesys IDE here. So I'll come here to new project. I'll try to create a new project. So kind of make this one smaller. Put it on the side here. And I'm gonna name this project example one. This is gonna be a standard project, and then I'll just click OK here. And on the next prompt, we should select the language we want to use. We're going to leave this in structure text. And then we need to select our device. So remember, when you install the runtime package in your IDE here, different device descriptions will be installed as well. So you can see we have Codesys Control for Linux ARM. We have for Raspberry Pi, we have the 64 SL. We have the Pi MC SL, and then we have the Pi SL here as well. So this is the 32-bit version, but then also the 64-bit version right there. So you have to select the device that corresponds to your runtime version that you've installed on the Raspberry Pi. We're going to see how we can verify that and make sure that you have the correct device. But for now, let me, for example, select this control for Raspberry Pi SL. And I'll click OK. And then I will wait for my project to be created here. And then we continue. OK, now my project has been created. Now, the first thing you want to do is to connect to your runtime and start it if it's not started yet. So we are going to see about that. I will plug in the supply to my Raspberry Pi here. Okay, so that's plugged in now. My Raspberry Pi is booting up. Like you can see there, I'll wait for it to boot up and then I can attempt to connect to it. Okay, so my Raspberry Pi has started there, has booted up. So you want to go to Tools here, and then you select this Deploy Control SL tool here. Now here, if you know the IP address of your Raspberry Pi already, you can just put it in there, as you can see I've already put in mine. And then the port is already 22, this is the SSH port. If you don't know the IP address of your Raspberry Pi, you can utilize this scan functionality. So it will scan all the devices that are on your network, and then you can identify your Raspberry Pi based on the MAC address, for example. But if you know it by heart, just type it in there. And then you will need the username, SSH username. Remember, we set that up last time when we did the installation. And then the SSH password as well. And then you just click connect here. Let's wait for the connection to be established, and then we continue. Okay, after a few seconds, you see that this status turned from disconnected to connected. And now you are connected to the runtime on your Raspberry Pi. Now, if you go under deployment here, as long as you're connected, you'll see which products you have installed on your Raspberry Pi. And you can see we have this Codesys Edge gateway for Linux that is for the basically the communication, and then the runtime is this down here, which is the Codesys Control. For Raspberry Pi SL there. And then when you go to operation now, you know, or you can, for example, if the runtime was not running, you can start it from here. If you wanted to stop it, you can stop it from here. So here you can kind of manage the state of your runtime on your Raspberry Pi. Now we are in a good state. We've established connection. We've connected to the Raspberry Pi, and we have confirmed that the runtime is already running. So now we can go ahead and do our stuff. So I'll close that, and then I'll double click on this device here. Now I need to scan the network. As long as the runtime is running, I should be able to find my Raspberry Pi on the network here. So click scan network, and there you have it, Raspberry Pi. So this is my device there. Now it's important here because when you look under target name here, it will tell you exactly which runtime is installed on that Raspberry Pi. So when you select the device, now you know which device to select. So you can see here we have Codesys Control for Raspberry Pi MCSL. So that is our device there, because that should match with the runtime version that we have on our Raspberry Pi. So if I click OK here, you can see that here I have Codesys Control for Raspberry Pi SL, but the target name is Codesys Control for Raspberry Pi MCSL. So that means that I have to go back and select the correct device that matches this runtime version. So I'll click OK. Sorry. So right click, go to update device. And then you can see that I have different device descriptions. I can even say display all versions. For example, if I have older versions as well, so you can see I have version 4.13, and then I also have version 4.18. If I uncheck this display all versions, then to only show me the latest version, which is 4.18. But it depends. So if I go back here under the deploy tool, you'll see clearly that my Codesys Control for Raspberry Pi version is 4.13. So the runtime version is 4.13. So that means that when I'm trying to update here the device, if I don't select display all versions, it will only show me the latest version, which is 4.18 here. But I need to select the 4.13 version because that is what is on my Raspberry Pi. So I have to select this display all versions, then I can see all the versions, the latest one and the older ones. And then now I can select the correct one, which was, can also select this display outdated versions if I really want to see everything. So the target device we are looking for is this one, which is Codesys Control for Raspberry Pi MCSL and 4.13 version. So I can select that, say update version, and that should update my device here on the device tree. Okay, so now my device is updated. Now I close. Now we have the correct device that matches the Codesys runtime version that is installed on our Raspberry Pi. Now when I scan again here, I have the device here. So again, you can always verify target name there and then the version down here, 4.13. And then I can click OK to connect. And then I'll just enter my device management username and then password. Then click OK. And now I have connection to my device there. Now, like we said in this tutorial, we just want to create a simple application, upload it to our Raspberry Pi there, test it out, and just make sure that things are working correctly. So I'll open this program unit that we have here created. I'll just create one variable here. And I'll call it, I'll just create a text variable here. And I'll give it an case of type string. And I'll give it an initial value of hello. Or just like that. And then I want to add a visualization here. So click on application, go to add object, add visualization. It will add a visualization manager as well automatically. And then I'll just click, leave the name by default there, and then just click add. So we're going to create one visual page that we can access over the browser. And just as a test. So it's a good test to test that we can create a simple application, and the application contains a visual page, and we can access that page over the browser. So that is kind of the goal here. Okay, so my page is created. I have a visualization manager here. I can configure a few things if I wanted to, but I don't think there is much we want to configure at this stage. I have a web visual configuration here as well. Start visualization is there. The name of the file, HTML file there. So we'll leave everything as they are. And then in the visual here, I'm going to make this background. I think I can add a rectangle. Why not? And I'm going to make this color, background color black or grayish like that. And then I'm gonna add another rectangle on top of this, and then I'm gonna set the fonts and everything. So I'm gonna set the font to black, font color to black, and then the font itself to some font here, the size as well, 12, and then okay, I'm gonna put a placeholder to this %s. So we want this to display the value of our text variable. So %s, and then I come down here to the text variable. I'm gonna browse to that variable we just created, and it should be in our PLC PRG text there. And then also I want to be able to change this text, the value of this text, the value of, sorry, I want to be able to change this text and therefore change the value of our variable. So I'm gonna say that on mouse click, I want to write this variable. Default input is gonna be, input type is gonna be text input, and then use text output variable. So that's, I want to write the same variable that is attached or is connected to that text box. Then I'll click OK here, and then this should now be ready. So basically, what happens here is when this page loads in the browser, I should see the default value here, which is hello, but then I should also be able to modify this text to any other thing or text that I want to. So looks like that's a simple application, simple enough to test out our runtime. So I'll build it here, just make sure I have no errors. So we have no errors. I have one main task here, and I've only added one program unit because I only have one. By the way, this one is added by default automatically when the project is created. So if you had more program units, then you would add them to the same task, or you could create a different task for other program units. But that is what we have right now. So I'll go ahead and upload this. So again, make sure you have connection to your PLC, Raspberry Pi in this scenario. So I'll just go ahead and upload. So I'll just click on login there. So it's telling me application is currently on the PLC. So if there is an application, I want to overwrite whatever is there. So I just click OK, yes. And now my program is uploading on the PLC on the Raspberry Pi. Okay, let's wait some more seconds. And it should be done quite soon. Okay, the upload has completed. And now I can put my controller in run. So I'll just click this start button. So click run, and now the program is running already. So now I can open my page here. Can also either open it from here or open it in the browser, something. And now you can see it says hello here. If I try to change the text, I can change the text to hello world, and it should change to hello world. So that means that everything is working correctly as expected. So that is our very first program, just to test out that things are working okay. We can create a project, we can upload it on the Raspberry Pi, and then test that everything is working correctly. So I think that is the goal of today's tutorial. We shall see more videos going forward. Thank you and have a nice day.